What up? It's midnight. I've gotten... Man, my nose is red. What the hell? I haven't been like sneezing or anything. I feel like I'm about to do a allergy commercial. Well, been on like a series of pretty jacked up loads recently. So I just showered, so let me start by saying this. I haven't had a lot of road assist communication through the whole year that I've been a driver. I've been lucky and fortunate enough to not have to talk or converse with them. I don't know the differentiating portions of daytime and nighttime. But all I know is that anytime I've had to call them, it's usually at night or on the weekends. Not just at Prime, but I mean overall. Like at Stevens, my breakdown with them was on a weekend. This call that I just made, it was at night. Obviously, every time they answer the phone, it's like they don't want to be there. That's not really something. Not only that, but having to sit on hold for immediate answer to up to an hour to 2 hours of waiting. I will say that the hour and 2 hours of waiting was at Stevens. Here at Prime, I've waited, I think, maximum maybe 10 to 15 minutes waiting on the phone. And I think I've called them twice. First time was about 10 or so minutes, and I think this last time that I called, I sat on hold for, I don't know, about 5 to 8 minutes waiting for someone to answer. And when they answered, they just like, I didn't even catch their name because they were so like, you know, like just like, God damn it, who the fuck's calling this time? You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, hey, it's Brent, truck 601, you know, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, whoa, slow down, let's get that again. I'm like, shouldn't you be prepared for this? Like, shouldn't you be ready? Like, people that are calling you aren't calling you to see how your day is going. They're calling you because something's wrong with their tractor or their trailer, or both, or a tire, or something's jacked up and they need your assistance. You're a road assist. You're supposed to assist, right? So, I'm not in the best spot here at the Loves. It's fucking midnight and there's literally nowhere to park. So I'm in a bonus parking spot, but I'm in my driver's seat. I don't plan on sleeping. I'm planning on staying awake until I can get to make this delivery at a Walmart. And obviously, if you guys know, if you go to do a Walmart at Prime, you cannot check in more than an hour early or you'll be fined. So generally, I will show up 2 hours early or so because Walmarts generally have a long window to get in. And when you check in with security, that doesn't count as checking in. You checking in is going into the receiving or shipping office and giving them their paperwork and checking in that way. And by that time, you should already be docked, your tandem should be sled back, you should have your red, you should be disconnected from your trailer, and then you should be pulled up just to the line. There's usually a line to pull up to. Then and only then can you go and get your paperwork turned in to them. And then sometime after that, even if you get a green light, you cannot hook up to your trailer until they call you and say, hey, come get your paperwork. Then you go get your paperwork and then you can leave. So my last load delivered at 3 this morning. Or 5? No, delivered at 5. I was gone by 7. Obviously, I made a video about it and I was already shutting down. I got more sleep than I needed. I only was awake for 3 hours before I popped another tonin and went to sleep. So I slept until, I don't know, 2 hours or 3 hours before my appointment time. I went up, went inside, took care of business, got a drink, got a beef stick, and then I left. And I got there, it was only like 10 minutes up the road. The load was already ready and I started rolling, so I'm rolling. I pick out a pilot. I know I'm going to be here super freaking early. I don't want to mess with nothing. I just want to get to this pilot and take a shower. It's been about a day. I'm ready for a shower. So, and I've got time, a lot of time. So I stop at that pilot, and it's the pilot right before Bradenton. It's literally just a fuel island. There's no truck parking, though they have showers inside. So maybe the showers are for people that might live in the area and they just happen to drive to that pilot to use the shower credit, because if they don't, they're going to lose it in 7 days. I don't know. They have showers, but there's no truck parking anywhere. There's nowhere to park. All the streets are no truck parking. There's like a business back there that looks like it's been abandoned, but it's private property, so you can't park your truck there. It's just like, so I'm like, crap. So as soon as I pull out of there, I get a trailer emergency message on my phone. It pops up at the top and says, trailer emergency for your trailer number, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh shit, man. So I'm looking in my mirrors. I got a truck behind me that's got his lights on so I can see my tires. I don't see that they're flat. I'm rolling, so obviously I'm not losing any air. I'm looking at my gauges. It's at it's at the governor set point, and I'm not losing any air. So I drive about half a mile to a clearing on 75 here in Florida, where there's a big shoulder. Like literally 3 trucks could park next to each other and still not be on the shoulder that the trucks would need to get over. So I stop the truck, I get out, of course I got my flashers on, I got my vest on, and I got my flashlight because it's dark as shit out here. And I walk back to the back of the trailer and I hear like a hissing sound. I'm like, God damn it, man. So I go back up to the front of the truck, I pop the side door open under berth, and I grab my triangles and I go set my triangles out. I can still hear the sound. I can't tell where it's coming from. All the hoses are intact, all the couplings are intact. I can't see any hoses doing this shit, or any of that, and I'm not losing enough air that it's dictating that it's an emergency. But I do hear it. So I get on the phone with Road Assist, and of course I'm waiting. So in that time, I clean my mirrors and shit. Like I said, I'm far enough away that there's no real danger unless somebody really lost control and ran into my truck. So I'm hanging out my window, of course, cleaning my window, mirrors and stuff. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go check on it again because I'm still waiting. It's like, you are the second caller in line, blah blah blah. And then, every 2 minutes or 3 minutes it says that. So I go back there and I don't hear it anymore. The truck still started. Actually, I think I shut the truck off at that point. So, I test some things. I set my parking brake, the tractor brakes, and I release the trailer brakes. I go out there, and of course, you're going to hear the hissing sound for a while. So then I set the trailer brakes, and I pop the parking brake, and I go back there. And, of course, you're going to have that residual sound or whatever. But they're like, hey, can you get to a TA, a Petro, or a Love's? And I was like, yeah, I could try that. And, I don't see it being as a dire emergency or anything. And of course, I'm watching my gauges. If it is like a brake chamber or something, if that ruptures and really explodes or something, or falls apart, or pressure causes it to explode, then that's immediate air loss, and the trailer brakes are going to lock up. It's going to lose all that air. And when those trailer brakes lock up, it's going to pop the red valve, which is supposed to be the first emergency pop there. And then, of course, after you drop below a certain amount of PSI, your tractor brakes will pop. So, given that, you're driving 65 miles an hour down the road, and all of a sudden your trailer brakes fucking pop. And that shit's, it's going to slow you down significantly. All of the shit in your truck's going to fly forward. Good hope to God that nothing behind you will strike you in the back of the head and knock your ass out. But now you're trying to battle that trailer to get off of the road because everybody behind you doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Because if you're driving a Freightliner, I guess that doesn't matter because I was about to refer to the Jakes. If you turn Jake on, your brake lights don't come on in a Freightliner. If you turn your Jakes on in a Peterbilt, it will apply the brake lights, and people will think that you're riding your brakes all the way down, and that's why people talk shit about us, because they think we're riding our brakes all the way down a hill on a mountain. So I finally get a hold of Road Assist, and that's when he does the Road Assist, and I give him my truck number. He's like, whoa, let's try again. Let's slow down. I was like, so I was like, all right, 601, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, what can I do for you? He's like, what can I do for you? And I'm like, at this point, I'm just glad that he answered the phone, so I'm not trying to give him no shit back. But I'm like, hey, I got a notification on my phone, and here on the Qualcomm, it's a red message saying a trailer emergency, and then we work out the fact that I got to drive to a TA, Petro, or Love's. So knowing Love's, their mechanics are on duty from 7 a.m. until fucking 5. Some stupid ass ridiculous 9 to 5 schedule where if you don't get here within the time frame, you're shit out of luck. And usually by 7 o'clock they're fucking packed, right? So you're not gonna get anything worked on. Well, it's an hour and 10 minutes away from where I was at. Otherwise, the TA that I would have to go to is another 60 miles in the opposite direction of where I'm trying to go. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try Love's. So I drive 31 miles past my 90 to get here in hopes that, if anything, I'd get a shower, for one. And two, that they would be able to fix brake chambers, because usually it's the tire center. But I think they do some light mechanical work as well, depending on where you stop at. So, with that, I'm here. I can't get my truck work done. And I sent a message to Road Assist from my phone saying, hey, I'm here, but they don't open up until 7 in the morning. And then they reply back saying, not sure what you're talking about. So what this video is 11 minutes for me to get to the main fucking point here, and that is, dude, you don't have to go that damn slow. So many people have fucking come through this way. Like, seriously. Anyways, there needs to be better communication with Road Assist. And I called them. He should have been making notes on my truck number so that when I sent a Qualcomm, because I told him I was going to send a message to them telling them I was wherever I stopped at and to do the work order where I stopped at. Well, I wanted to make sure they were open first before I asked them to create a work order for this place. So, obviously, they're not working right now, so they don't have to. I didn't have to send them a create work order. So I wanted some advice. It's like, hey, there's no place around me right now. There's no other place. There's no TAs. There's no Petros within a certain amount of miles that would not make me late on this load. I can still obviously drive the trailer. What do I do? You know, like, I could drop this load now. I have plenty of time. I got a Tropicana load picking up at like 6 o'clock tonight. So, like, I got a 10 that I would like to sleep, but I mean, if I need to get the trailer fixed, at least maybe I could just drop the damn trailer at the repair shop and get, I think where I'm going is the drop and hook anyways, but I don't want to take this trailer, which seems to apparently have a problem, or maybe that spur of the moment had a problem. I really don't know, but Road Assist needs to have better communication. The people that work at night need to make notes on our truck number so that if it comes up, like say for instance, notation Road Assist, you know, truck number blah blah blah, this is what's going on. It should have already popped up that my trailer's having issues. The Qualcomm sent me an automatic message, so there should be an alert under my truck, I would imagine, saying that there's something wrong with the trailer. And Road Assist should have some code or something, maybe. I don't know exactly how it works, but they know that something's wrong with the truck or the trailer. So now I'm calling them, telling them what's going on. There's no notations. They don't know what I'm talking about when I send them messages on the Qualcomm, and now I'm just like, so what the hell, man? So now, you know, I'm like sitting here. I mean, granted, I do have some time left before I actually have to leave, but in retrospect, or in reality rather, it's their job to help us stay safe out here, right? I mean, it's their job to assist us on the road. So for them to do the bare minimum, I would say, not all of them, but at least the person that I talked to, which, like I said, I couldn't get his name, but I'm not going to put his ass on blast right here on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook, on YouTube anyways, you know. But Road Assist needs some better, they need to communicate better. They need to do some due diligence, go above and beyond a little bit. Like, I'm sitting on the side of the fucking road right now on a major highway, and I need some Road Assist. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I found a safer place to stop, and I wasn't in any like super immediate danger, but I'm stopped on the road on a major highway, on a heavy major highway, and I don't want to be here. I should be driving, and of course this has to happen, and now I'm worried about getting the load there on time. So my plan is I'm going to send a Macro 21 and tell them what's going on. Tell them there's no place nearby. I can still drive the truck. I want to get this truck. At least I want to drop the load off first, and then I'll take it somewhere else. If there was something like really wrong with it where I couldn't move the truck or the trailer, then I feel like it might be more of a priority for me to actually go and make sure that I can get it serviced before I deliver the load. But in this particular case, I don't have a lot of time. The load's due in 3 hours. Not even 3 hours. What time is it? It's 12:30 right now. So sorry, I was getting my charger ready, because I've used my light a couple times. I want to make sure it's charged along with all the other knickknacks that use micro USB. But anyways, 15 minutes for this shit. I guess I'm gonna try and make me some food and just hang out for another, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, and then I'll head out that way, and that should put me in about an hour and a half before I'm supposed to be there. And yeah, I'll go from there. Anyways, remember, just ladies, all the hate, ready. Take care. I'll see y'all another time.